welcome everybody to a new episode of Garage Group. Thank you for joining us. It's been a while, you know. We're sitting in April right now, 2025. Basically, the whole winter has gone. Didn't do a lot of filming, but we did do a couple projects, okay? I've been quite busy with work. Work is tough these days. Anybody that's a working family knows the labor market sucks. And working guys like us, we have to do more. It's just the way it is. But in any case, this episode, we're gonna focus on one of our projects that we did. Namely, this, check out that cool mini bike. Okay, we picked this up. It had a lot of problems, and we turned it into something that we feel fits our scheme of machines that we have. And this one, I believe, is the one Sufjan wants to ride. Now, remember, he did not like the three-wheelers, and we went with this one. Okay, that is the highlight of this video. But that's not to say we didn't build another project. We built a scooter, and I don't have a lot of footage of that one, but we're going to show you that one. In fact, we'll start this episode off with this scooter that we built. Real cool looking little machine. It's a 79cc motor. Again, we ripped apart a couple bicycles and some tubing that we had, and we put this thing together. And we ran it, and unfortunately, it lacked a little bit of torque. It was kind of a gutless machine, but it did move pretty good. Something Sufjan really didn't like that much, but it's something my wife might ride. So we put it aside, and we picked up the mini bike. So we're gonna go ahead and show you the build on the mini bike. And then coming up, now that things were warming up, that's the other thing, you know, I didn't mention, is it's been a cold winter. It's been a real winter, an old-fashioned deal, and it's been cold in here. You know, we picked up this larger propane heater, but it didn't really touch the cold that was in this garage. Now, I came out a couple times, I did a few things, but once it got cold, I didn't do a whole lot. So you'll see most of the builds that we did on the mini bike and the scooter were a little earlier in the fall. We did some test riding here in March and stuff, but I haven't done a whole lot in the garage during the super cold months. But what we're gearing up to do is this guy. You remember we picked these up in the fall. We picked up the DR350 and this Yamaha XT600. We're not going to do much to this thing, but this guy, that's coming up. We're going to take this thing right down to the frame, and we're going to build Faison a nice 4-stroke thumper. And then we have found some nice places to ride this year. And they're very within our grasp. So you will see me and Faison taking some of these four strokers out in the trails this year. Okay, so go ahead, sit back, and let us catch up with some of the stuff that we've done in the past few months. We'll see you in a little bit. We have a few other projects that kind of been working in the background that we haven't shown any footage of. We took a bicycle and we made a scooter out of it. And this was a pretty cool little project. We put a little 79cc motor on it, and Faison even took it for a ride. The thinking behind this is going to be probably my wife's little ride. So where I'm going with all this is I like to put together a little gang for the summer where we all go on a little night ride, you see? So we have put together a little bit of a mock-up here of what we're gonna do. We're gonna build him a 79cc scooter. So that's what we have in store for you. The best type of scooter to build is right out of a bicycle. We'll see you in a minute. Okay, so we have created a motorized scooter. Let's take a look at this thing. This thing turned out pretty good, man. I kind of like it. Look at it. It's got a little 2.5 horse motor. We turned the neck around so the handlebars are a little closer. We've kind of reinforced everything. We have a mag wheel on the front. We're gonna change that at some point when we have a real rim. You know, those mags go to a legit BMX bike, so we're not gonna utilize it on this thing. But it's a nice looking little unit, you know. We like it.
Just frame and then after.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those engine only, no transmission. So when you let off on the gas, you're basically just coasting. And we developed it our own way. And we're gonna have Faison. He's gonna run it, and we're gonna see what happens. You know, don't go too fast, Faison. These first rides are always a little sketchy.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, so we'll catch up with you in a minute as soon as he gets this thing running, and we'll see how he does. Yeah, it's about the most gutless machine I've ever built. Go easy.
Why is it so shaky?
It's him
Get
driving.
over here.
Yeah, we're testing it for safety right now. I don't know about that, but
He's hogging it up.
no, I told him to test it a few times. Stay out of it. Stay out of the road. Hey. Hang on. How's it running?
Oh, sweet, dude.
Yeah, but why do you do all of that stuff? It's so windy, and can he ride it?
I don't know. It's a little funky. I'm gonna see.
Let him go around this circle once.
Yeah, then if it's fine, I'll take it.
31 miles per hour, top speed.
You had it wide open? That motor sounded like it was idling.
It did? It was wiggling because I looked behind me and stuff, and like it kind of. I think I was pretty good speed.
We got a toy for Sophian. we have you know, we built the scooter that had a little bit of issues. We're working on it, but in the meantime, look at this little guy. So it's got obviously seat issues. We have to do that. We got a throttle kind of. That's the best throttle we can come up with for now. But Faison's gonna take a maiden voyage on this thing, see how it works. We know the brakes work good, and it's got a good kill switch. Is it on?
Oh, okay. I gotta walk out.
Ooh, easy. Go easy. Remember the kill switch. Thing is stupid fast.
Oh my God, this thing's fast. Man, that makes no sense. Tiny sprocket in the front and a huge sprocket.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Man, that thing's fast.
How does it feel? Pretty.
Oh no, yeah, I feel safe. It wasn't even that sketchy.
You got a tiny little sprocket up front. You got a huge sprocket in the back.
I was end up going fast.
How does that work? The tire isn't that big. Whatever. You're doing every bit of 35 anyways.
Yeah,
What do you think?
pretty good.
Is this something you think Sophia on the ride?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you probably will.
Needs a headlight and it needs a seat.
And the guard.
Oh yeah, we got to put a guard on this thing. I don't like that clutch spinning freely next to the leg there. Okay, we'll catch up with you. So on today's project episode, we're going to be working on this guy. So we picked up this thing, and this is for Sophian. Remember, Sophian didn't like the three-wheel trike that we built, right? So we built that scooter. He didn't care for that either, but he likes this. This is something he likes. So that's step number one. You got to buy a machine. You got to have a machine that the kid is happy with, and he likes this thing. So that's where we're gonna work. We're gonna work on his project. It needs a few things, as you can see. It's missing a seat. We built this. I don't have any footage for it, but this little guard, we built that, and basically it's a nice little unit. It wasn't getting any spark when we got it, so I just put another coil on it. That was a kind of a hybrid coil. I had to take two bad ones and make one good one. I took a coil apart and put it back together, and it worked. So it works really nice, but he's gonna need some headlights, and we have to add a lighting coil. So we're gonna be adding a lighting coil to the motor. We're gonna be give him a headlight. We're gonna give him a tail light, and we'll put a little tank on it that it came with. It's kind of an ugly looking tank. So we're gonna do that, and we're gonna put a seat on it. So that's what we're going to do on today's episode. We're going to get Sophian's bike a little bit more tucked away and get ready for that. And then before the summer comes, we're going to have a little gang put together. It's going to be me, Faison, Sophian, my oldest kid, Imran, and my wife. We're all going to be cruising. So what's Imran going to ride? Well, that's a project coming up too. Imran likes trikes. He said he would go with the trike, but he does not like this whole shifting business. Okay, and he's a big kid, over 200-pound kid, and we wanted to give him something with a little more muscle. So we picked up this guy. This is a 9.5 horse motor. It's brand new. It's got the electric start, so he don't have to worry about that. So we're gonna build him a trike just like ours, and it's gonna be featuring this 9.5 horse motor, and we'll make that one from scratch, just like we did Faison's, and we did mine, which was supposed to be for Sufyan. And then we've picked up this guy too. I picked up this motor. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. This is a Duramax. This is a 18 horse, 440 cc. Man, what a ripper. That'd make my trike wake it right up, wouldn't it? I'm thinking about that. We'll see. We'll see where it goes, and we'll see if we have the time. But I'm pretty happy with my trike. It runs good, just fine. And then we also have Faison's friend. He's got his pit bike, and his father rides an electric scooter. You know how I feel about electric scooters, but he's a great guy, so obviously he will be more than welcome to come to this gang. It's a midnight gang or something. So we're putting together a whole entourage of little buggies and stuff that is gonna leave this place at midnight or at night in the summer. And it's gonna be a whole group of us. So we're gonna be, I ride my street bikes during the day from work and back, and anyways, like a normal type of riding. And then we're gonna be doing these night rides, and then hopefully we'll get to go out and do some trail riding and stuff too. So it's a riding type of a lifestyle we're trying to put together here and try to involve everybody. So let's get going on Sufyan's little mini bike buggy. We'll see you in a minute. Okay, so let's quickly go over some of the products that we're going to be using here. We have a few things we got to do to this thing, and before we get started, let's take a look at and see what we got here. So this is what they call a universal seat. Okay, it's just nothing special, but it does have a good cushion. This is about 22 bucks brought in. Okay, we had to get some foot pegs. These were about 11 bucks. Okay, we got a broken foot peg on the other side, and we'll be getting into these. This is a really cool looking tail light that we're going to be using. We haven't opened the headlight yet, but we will. Remember, one of the things we do a lot is ride at night, and I like to look at that. Doesn't that look cool? I like to be able to see the kids. I want to see where they're at because I ride in the back. This is going to be our headlight, and this is our lighting coil. So we're going to get into that here in a minute. And the other thing we're doing is, remember my time-lapse camera broke that I used to use. It was on its way out anyways, but we've set up a second phone for time-lapse, and we're time-lapsing it right now. But unfortunately, this is one of those reverse mode deals, so I think everything is going to look backwards. But that's what we got right now, and that's what we're going to work with. So let's get started. We'll see you in a minute. a look at what we got going on here. Now this kit came with, you had the coils, we had the four 8mm screws there, 8mm heads on it. So we put those on, okay? We had to trim this a little bit so we can feed our wire up and through there. And we got it hanging right about there. The other thing is the flywheel. Okay. You're gonna have to get another flywheel. This thing, after I flipped it over, I realized there's nothing here to activate the coils. There's no magnets back there. So that's not gonna work. I got one coming in. They're relatively cheap. You know, that's one of the benefits of working on these type of bikes, these Chinese things. Fairly cheap parts, but you got to be careful what you order, because you know the motors are very similar, but the parts are just off enough so they don't fit. Now we've dealt with this type of stuff. We've talked about it. Chinese stuff is all a little here, a little there, you know. So just be careful when you order this. I believe ours is a non-Hemi type motor. I'm not an expert on these, you know. There's channels out there that's all they deal with is this type of stuff. We're more into regular motorcycles and stuff. But in any case, that's what I have found. And we're going to get the appropriate flywheel. But in the meantime, we got some other stuff we still can do. We want to hook up our headlight. We're going to hook up our tail light. We got to put our seat on. We're going to get everything pretty much situated. We're going to go ahead and put our foot peg in. The broken one I threw out. But, and then pretty much when the flywheel comes in, we just have to do our connections and stuff. So let's continue with the time lapse and keep moving on this. We'll see you in a minute. Okay, so really quickly, let's take a look at the headlights that we got in. I haven't even opened this yet. We are looking at, what is this, a crater? I don't know. Let's take a look. Okay. Hey, we got a little keychain here. It's always a little bonus. Put that off to the side. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so we got a fairly large headlight. It's got some weight to it, man. It's got some weight to it. Oh yeah, this is built nice. Let's see what the performance of this thing is. But as far as the build goes, God, that's built like a tank. So there's the headlight. God, that's built like a tank. Solid steel construction. We're going to go ahead and hook this guy up. It's got some sort of a mount on it. We're going to have to figure out how we want to do that. Let's go ahead and figure out how we want to mount this thing, and then we'll get back here in just a minute. got Faison here. He's helping us. Sophian's mini bike here. We're getting ready to put the seat on. We got some bracket mounts and stuff. We're gonna be.
Yeah, that's definitely strict.
We got the tail light on. We got the headlight. We love this headlight. It really.
Yeah, it's heavy too.
It's heavy. It's well built, and it might actually be American made. I don't know. I've never seen a China product like that. That thing is really nice, and it's actually cheap. We're gonna talk about some of the products. I know I've said that before, but we really need to do that so you guys are aware of some of the good products. You know, like this light right here that I got. This was $19.99 and it's really cheap. It's junk. It's a LED light. I hollowed out the inside and I put an actual a nice halogen light in there, so it's nice now. But the original LED.
It lasts what, like 1 or 2, 3 rides?
Yeah, 2 or 3 rides on my trike. But this one, I almost thought about stealing it and putting it on mine. But
That's like straight mount.
yeah, that's a real nice bike. You guys need to know about this. And this one was $19.99. Well, guess what? This was $17.99.
Way better.
It was way cheaper. Well, it was $2 cheaper, but the product, you can't even compare the two.
We hooked this up to the. Everyone hook it up to the battery.
Yeah, Faison can hook it up to the battery. It's right there, and it's super bright. I got it from I believe it was Amazon, $17.99. If you got Prime, you usually get quick shipping. It's fast shipping.
All right.
Yeah, that's it. Look at that. That is.
That's not
I
bad.
can't even stand in front of it.
Yeah.
Really
that's
bright.
halogen.
Yeah, that's a halogen light,
Yeah,
which is good, you know.
Oh yeah.
And that is solid steel.
That's good. It's good quality.
Yep. And then we got a really nice bright tail light. We are working on getting this tank put on. We'll see. That's no guarantee on that. That tank is being real
And
miserable.
the seat too.
Yeah. Well, the seat will make it work.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we're at right now.
Dude, that.
We'll get the foot pegs on.
Dude, yeah, I think it would thread right into there to the holes.
So, yep. We're gonna get rolling on this, and we'll catch up with you in a minute. Okay, so we did a couple things. We hooked up the headlight, and we made a kind of a quick little bracket for the tail light. Saying a show bike, but I mean it's nice. You know, we use decent steel. Whatever we have laying around, well, we're not $100,000, $500,000 channel. We got to use what we got. But this is what we've got. We got a tail light. I assume that thing's going to be real bright. And then check out the headlight. It's almost got like a Springer type of a look to it. It's pretty cool. And then we hooked up the lighting coils, but we got stuck on the flywheel. So we got a flywheel coming in. I was almost thinking about putting this. We got a little tank here, which was for another project. Let's see how that looks on there. I don't know how. Might have to move that back a little bit. Just a very rough type of a. I think that looks pretty cool. Real boxy looking. These little 6.5 Predator motors, man, they kind of put out pretty decent. Pretty decent. That thing will do about 35 to 40 with me on it. So, yeah, we may end up going with that little tank. With the headlight and the tail light, and yeah, that should be a nice little buggy. We'll see. I'm not sure about the tank yet, because it does come with its own little plastic tank. It's a mock tank. It's not a real tank, but it's got storage in it. So that has to be something has to be said about that. So we'll see. We'll see. I do like that look though. That looks nice. That looks nice. But we're not sure yet. We'll see. We'll ask Sufyan, see what he would prefer. If he likes that look, or would he prefer storage? I'm thinking he's gonna want storage. He probably likes to bring a couple things along or whatever, but we'll see what he says. So let's continue. We're gonna go ahead and put the foot pegs on, and then we'll get the seat on, and that should be it for now, until we get our new flywheel. We'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so what we got is we got the new flywheel in, and it's a real nice one. See, these are a little bit different. Now, if you look at the old one and the new one, we got magnets all around. Now these are cool because you got it's quartered. You got 4 of them in a circle on the new one, and that's going to spin around our lighting coils. Now 4 is nice. It's better than 1. It's better than 2. If you had 1 magnet, you ever see the older bikes when you let off on the throttle and when it's idling, the lights will dim? Okay, that's basically because of that. So with 4 a quartet, you're not gonna see any of that dimming going on. It's gonna be picking up a charge pretty much every quarter turn. So that's not gonna be an issue. The other thing is this part sits down quite a bit further, so you're gonna have some sort of a binding issue. I haven't tried that, but I'm gonna guess. So anyways, we're gonna go ahead and install our new flywheel and kind of put everything back together. We're kind of on our way of mounting the seat, so we're gonna go ahead and finish that too. We'll finish that up, and then we'll hook up the tank and see what this thing will do. We want to turn the headlights on. I'm kind of excited about that. These are very nice, bright lights, and Sufjan should be able to lead the pack, really, if he wanted to. So let's get started. We'll see ya. Okay, so we had to wait a little bit, and this is something that you need to know about this. And I don't see a whole lot of videos pertaining to the different size flywheels that come for these Predator 212 motors. And I happen to have all three of them with us. You have a .6. This is like a .65, a .685, .688, .671. So there's three of them, okay? And this is the largest of them. So what you have to do is you will definitely have to get the calipers out, because doing it by the tape measure, this is all precision stuff, you know, and the only way you're gonna know is by using a caliper. So please, when you're working on a Predator and you need to know your flywheel size and you need to upgrade or something, you got to put your caliper right inside here, and that reading is going to determine which flywheel you're going to be using. So I had to, unfortunately, learn the hard way, and but anyways, we got the right one in. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and finish buttoning up this motor. So let's go ahead and get this motor buttoned up. There's not much to this now. You just pretty much, we got to gap this, put our stuff on here, and then we'll go ahead and put our recoil back on. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll see you in a minute. We got lights. Motor's about ready to stall. The LED looks like it's blinking, but it's not. It's just shaking, and it's just the camera, just the way it is. But it's a really nice, bright lights. We're gonna go ahead and shut it off. And this is one of those deals that when you see it brighten up, but that will give Sufjan plenty of light. Go ahead and shut it off. So we got the lights done, we got the seat done. I got that tank on there. Obviously it's mocked because it moved. We'll go ahead and set this guy right here. There's a couple things we got to talk about. So there's a lot of videos out there talking about how to install the lighting or the charging coils on these Predators, okay? So, some lessons learned. Now, you gotta understand, I don't work on this stuff. There's channels that are strictly dedicated to the Predators and the mini bikes and the go-karts and everything that utilizes these types of motors. We're into kind of everything, you know. Our subject is usually family oriented, and riding in general. So we do a lot of motorcycles and stuff like that. But in this particular case, because this family is the centerpiece, we're all going to be using different machines. And that's how the mini bike came into the equation anyways, because Sufyan wants a mini bike and something automatic and something cool. So we don't work on this stuff, but we did learn some new things. Okay, and that's what I wanted to go over. So first of all, these motors come with a couple, 3 different kinds of flywheels, okay? Shaft sizes, I should say. They come with 3 different types of shaft sizes. You're gonna need calipers to measure that, okay? 2 of them are 6 point something inches, and the one is 7 point something inches, 7.01 or something like that. That's what ours was. Now, I had to learn it the hard way because I measured it with a ruler and it looked right there. You know, it's all right there when you're talking those type of specifications. So that's number 1. Number 2, when you're looking to do lights on this type of motor, you're gonna have to get the flywheel that's got the magnets on the inside. And I think I've hit on that a little bit already, but that's what you're gonna need. You're gonna need the charging coils. Plenty of videos out there on how to do that. That's easy. Then you make sure you get the right flywheel. Use calipers. Go to Harbor Freight, get a caliper thing. They're not that expensive. And do your caliper, and then you'll know exactly which flywheel to get. Okay. The other thing is the wiring. There's plenty of videos, like I said, on the installation of the charging coils. But what you will not find I did not see it. I started looking, is the actual wiring. Okay, what do you do once you've installed your lighting coil? Exactly how do you wire that? Well, sometimes, you know, we assume something is easy, so we don't explain it. It's second nature to us, the guys that work on this type of stuff all the time, you know. But somebody that doesn't do it all the time, he's gonna have a hard time trying to figure out exactly what do you do with the wire that's coming off the charging coil. Now you got this guy that's coming out. All you got is 2 wires. You're gonna have 2 yellow wires, and it's pretty slick. All it is it's just a loop. It's all it is. Okay, so if you try to ground the light, because this comes with 2 wires, if you try to ground that to the frame or something, it's not gonna work. So your ground is gonna come in. It goes in and it comes out. Goes in, comes out. So your hot wires, all your hot wires are gonna go in, and your grounds are gonna come out. And it's a closed circular loop is all it is. Don't try to ground your light to the frame. Don't try to do anything like that. All you gotta do is 2 wires coming off both lights are gonna come in parallel, and they're gonna come right to one side, the ground, and then the hot wires are gonna come together and they're gonna come on the other side, and that's it. And then you can break one of them, either one, you can make a break in it, and that's gonna be your switch. It's that simple. But sometimes things that look simple can become difficult for people trying to figure it out, you know? So I figured I'd add that just because I didn't see any videos on it. Everybody will show you how to do the lighting coils, and then what do you do with that wire? Okay, that's what you do. It's a closed loop is all it is. Ground goes in, hot wire comes out, or hot wire goes in, ground comes out. And then if you want to switch, you just make a break in it somewhere. Okay, hope that makes it easy. Now, the only thing we have left to do is we want to put this cool looking tank on it. It is not necessary to do it, but we want it to fit the theme of some of our other machines that are going to be going out and about. And I think with the red tank, it gives it that look. So that's the only reason we're going to do that. And we don't know what we're going to do with the other tank. We'll probably take it off, or I don't know. We'll figure that out. But we're going to go ahead and start the installation of this little tank, and then Sophia's bike will be done. Okay, we'll see you in just a little bit. Okay, so what we've done is we've put that tank on Sophia's mini bike. Now, ideally, we would hook it up, put some gas in it, and yada, 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 get the lines going. And then we would obviously take it for a ride and check all that out. But we have probably about a foot of snow on the ground, and not really the most ideal to be riding this thing around on. So, but let's take a look at this thing. I think it's got a pretty good look. We want it to kind of meet the style of all the other bikes and choppers that we got. So we put that little hot rod tank on it. Now what's going to happen is we're going to put a line on it that's going to have a valve. So what's going to happen is Sophian will be able to go from here to California and back on this thing, because he's going to be holding a ton of fuel. But it would come in handy if somebody else runs out or something. You know, we can always use the extra fuel, or maybe we'll take the other tank off of this thing off and kind of open the space up a little bit. But I think it looks kind of cool, man. I think it fits our format a little better, and it's a nice little hot rod. It's got the headlights, the tail lights. We got to get him some new hand grips. We're going to do a little bit of work on this off camera, but you will definitely see this thing running amongst our group this summer when the weather clears up. This is such a nice little buggy, man. When we like it, and Sophian likes it. We did some work on this mini bike because remember, we're going to have a pretty good entourage running the streets this summer with our trikes and mini bikes and all sorts of little things. But we did work on this one, as you saw in this episode, and what a nice little buggy. This is for Sophian, and
Super fast.
it's a cruiser. You know, it's a cruising machine. And as you saw on our episode, we added the seat, the tail lights. I like to be able to see the guys at night, and we got a really nice headlight. Faison's gonna take it for the first ride after our building. It's got a really nice little headlight on it. Put that little tank on it. Although the tank, we have not hooked the hoses up to it yet, the gas line. It is cold. He's got a decent little headlight on it, and fast. Kind of didn't want him to go that far. Here he comes. That's a fast little mini bike, geez. I don't know why you would need anything more than a 6.5 horse motor. Even the governor isn't off on that thing. That thing is fast.
What?
What'd you have it full bore?
Yeah.
That was the top speed?
Yeah.
You were probably doing 40,
Yeah.
42 maybe?
Too fast.
Yeah. I think that and the XR would be pretty close.
Yeah.
The only problem is the XR's got
Gear.
10 times more torque too.
And sorry.
Acceleration, everything. Way better. You can't even compare the two. But
Not
for
bad.
midnight trails,
I'll keep up with the tricks for sure.
oh, yeah. So that was our episode for this new project that we did. Projects. We did the mini bike and we did the scooter. Okay, the scooter we've kind of put off to the side. It's got a couple little issues with it, but we will be hopefully running that this summer. But the main one is the mini bike. Sophian does like that one, and he's gonna stick to it. And we're gonna go ahead after this episode. We're gonna move on to the DR350, as I had mentioned. So that's gonna be coming up, and I apologize for taking so long to put stuff out there for you guys. You know, it seems like every time I get serious about the channel, every time I want to take it to the next level, something happens and life steps in, work steps in, and it pulls me away, and then I have to do whatever I can to squeeze in some projects. So hopefully that will change. If you guys subscribe, please like and subscribe and get us more subscriptions and push us up into the next level. And then hopefully I can quit my day job and just do this for you guys. I would love to do that. So keep that in mind. And thank you for joining us. We will see you soon on the upcoming episodes. Take care.